Hi, I'm Elaine. This is my first video on project analysis for new upcoming launches. And moving forward, I'll be doing more analysis on the new launches, and I hope that this can actually provide you more information for your property purchase plan. Buying a property is a very big commitment, and therefore, you will often feel quite stressful if you do not have enough information on hand for you to analyze. And there are a lot of factors to consider. One very important point is to understand the layout within the development, which is actually a good layout for you to look into. And that's the reason why I'll be doing more sharing on this. Today I'm going to share the new project, Hillhaven at Hillview, which is going to preview very soon. So let us now dive into this project. So to begin with, let us look at some basic information. This is Hillhaven at Hillview. These are some of the artist impressions provided by the development. Okay, now in terms of the location, if you look at this, right, it's actually, Hillhaven is over here. It's just a mere 400 meters walking distance to the nearest MRT station, which is Hillview MRT station, a downtown line. And surrounding the development, what we can see importantly is the amenities surrounding it. So this is Hillhaven. There's a Hillview 2 mixed development which offers you supermarket, restaurants, food and stuff. And also along the downtown line, we'll also be looking at the railway mall, again amenities within the development. Okay, Hillhaven is a developer, is actually Far East organization. We are looking at a 99 leasehold tenure development. Okay, a total of 341 units over here. Okay, and there's actually two blocks. One is 27-story and one is 29-story. The expected TOP date is actually Q3 of 2027. Expected vacant possession is June 2028. Okay, so these are some basic information for Hillhaven. Important thing is to look at will be the unit mix for each unit type, the number of units. So for Hillhaven, we do not have any 1 bedroom or 1 plus study. The smallest unit starts from a 2 bedroom, and then we have a 2 plus study, 3 bedroom, 3 plus study, and 4 bedroom. Okay, we'll look into the different units later on. Now for a start, let us take a look at the 2 bedroom layout. For 2 bedroom, the smallest size is actually 678 square feet, followed by 700 and 721. Now, if you look at this, right, the 678 square feet offerings a 2 bed, 2 bath can be actually a very efficient layout for 678 square feet. I want to bring attention to the first two sizes first, which is 678 and 700 square feet. Now, from here, we can see that it's actually a dumbbell layout, which means to say one bedroom is on the left and the other bedroom is actually on the right side. As we enter the house, we can also see that for even a 678 square feet, right, the kitchen is nicely tucked away at one side, offering a very neat and tidy layout. You will not see the very open concept cabinet as soon as you enter the house and then a long stretch of cabinets. So this is not. Also, the kitchen is actually nicely tucked to one side. Okay, a dumbbell layout, and your living and dining, a proper living and dining, offering 2 bathrooms as well. So this is for 678. For 700 square feet, it is very similar. This is again the dumbbell layout, 2 rooms, 1 at each side, and also a properly tucked away kitchen. So in fact, if you ask me for these 2 layouts, imagine yourself in the unit itself physically. I do not think that you'll be able to feel any significant difference in terms of the size and the space that it offers. So I can say that these 2 layouts are actually pretty much similar. Okay. Then the other one would be the 721 square feet. Now 721 will be a very different layout. If you look at this, of course we have also the nicely tucked in kitchen, okay? But it is more of a typical layout whereby it offers a walkway to your bedrooms. And this in the resale market, it is generally a very well accepted layout because a lot of buyers actually do prefer the privacy of having your rooms at a distance away from your living and dining area. Okay, so this is for 721. So for this 2 bedroom layout, 2 bed, 2 bath, we have already seen the layout, okay, the different layout that it offers. The next thing that we want to look at is the facing. Okay, if I were to bring down over here, 678 and 700 square feet. Okay, this rectangular box that you see, right, is actually the multi-story car park for Hillhaven. And on top of the car park, you will have your swimming pool and your facilities on top of it. Okay, so for 678 square feet facing towards this direction, you are basically looking into the landscaping, into the swimming pool area. Okay, it can be a very nice view for that facing. But for the 700 square feet, right, it is actually the opposite direction, which also offers this direction, right, is actually unobstructed, unblocked, landed view. So from what I look at this, right, in terms of the pricing, the 700 square feet will probably has a high chance of a more premium pricing because of the premium facing. Okay, so that's for 678 and 700 square feet. And for 721 is similar to 678, looking towards the pool area, the landscaping area. Okay, now we have seen the layout, we have seen the facing. The next thing I want to look into is the number of units within the development. Okay, for 678, there are a total of 52 units. So remember, the total number of units in Hillhaven is 341. So for 678 square feet, is a total of 52 units. For 700 square feet is 55. And like I mentioned, because I feel that 678 and 700 square feet, you will not be able to see and feel the very big difference. So looking at these two, right, the total number of units for these two is already 107 units within Hillhaven. And interestingly, for 721 square feet, we only have got 27 units in the whole development. So if you ask me, in terms of the 2-bed and 2-bathroom, my first choice would actually be 721 square feet because of the very limited supply in the development. Now, we probably also know that property is always about demand and supply. When there's very little supply in the market, later on when it TOPs, and especially in the resale market, you being an owner of a 721 square feet will definitely be able to command a higher selling price later on in future. Because the total number of 678 and 700 square feet is a total of 107 units, which can be quite a number of units for this 300 over units Hillhaven project. Okay. Of course, we will also want to look at the affordability. So let us look at the size difference. The size difference between 678 and 721, we look at this, is actually 43 square feet. So if I use a 43 square feet multiplied by an estimated selling price, okay, estimated selling price of $2,000 per square foot, I will be looking at about approximate 80 over 1,000 difference in the total purchase price, which I think in terms of the total quantum, 80 over 1,000 is actually quite manageable. So this is something that you may want to look into for the 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So again, my first choice would be 721 square feet because it is actually very little supply, and this will be able to help you to command a better price later on in the resale market. The second choice will be the 678 square feet. Because in the event, if let's say due to financial means and also maybe not enough units for you to purchase for the 721 square feet, the second choice I'll be looking at is 678. Because being the smaller size, it also means the cheapest unit, the most affordable quantum in the development. And then of course, the third choice would be the 700 square feet. Okay, so this is for 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. The next layout that I want to compare will be the 2-bedroom, the biggest of the 2-bedroom, which is 721 square feet, and the 2 plus study. 2 plus study, the size is actually 797 square feet. Okay, now let us look at the layout, whether is there going to be any difference. Okay, 721, which just now what we have actually analyzed, okay, is actually the normal layout whereby you have a walkway to your rooms. Now 797, it's also very similar to 721 plus with a study because it's a 2 plus study and the size is 797. And from here, what I realized, one very important factor that you want to look at for this layout are the windows in, number 1, the kitchen, okay, and then the bathroom over here, and also even the study has got windows. Now, over here at Hillview area, we can also know that there are a lot of potential buyers looking for homestay, for their own stay. So having the windows in the kitchen and the bathroom are actually very important and crucial factors that most own stay buyers will look at. Because why? It allows ventilation. And windows in a kitchen generally makes the kitchen much brighter. Just imagine yourself again in a resale property. If you were to look into a layout with the kitchen without windows, it will actually be quite dark, very dark. You need to always on the lights. And for kitchen, which is well ventilated with the windows, right, because of the windows, right, it's generally much brighter, and it allows ventilation while you actually do your heavy cooking in the kitchen. So again, within financial means, if I were to decide between the biggest of the 2-bedroom 721 and the 2+ study, I would definitely go for 2+ study. Again, as I mentioned, one very important point is that because of the windows, because we know that over here, there are a lot of buyers who are looking at potentially for their own stay. So today, even if let's say you are looking at Hillhaven as an investment, you will know that later on when you want to sell, you'll be selling to potential target audience of the homestayers. And that's why this layout is something which is very, very well accepted by people who want to stay in Hillhaven. So that's between 721, the 2-bedroom, and 2+ study, 797. I'll go for option 2, 2+ study. The option 2+ study, 797 square feet. Okay, so that's for the 2+ study. Okay, also when we want to look at the unit mix, right? If we look at this, for the 2-bedroom, just as I mentioned, the 3 sizes, all in all, there is a total of 134 units. Again, the supply and demand plays into this part, whereby the 2+ study, there is only a total of 48 units within the development. Okay, so that's for 2+ study. Next, we want to look at the 3-bedroom layout. We have got 3+ study bedroom. Okay, 2 different sizes. One is 958, the other one is actually 1012 square feet. So 2 different sizes for 3+ study. I'm actually quite impressed with the 958 square feet because for this size, a developer is able to fit in additional study in this layout. Okay, so when we look at 958 and 1012, again, we want to look at the layout and also the facing. Okay, for 958, one very significant difference between these 2 layouts is that 958 has a bedroom that is separated from the other 2 rooms. So as you walk into the living and dining area, you will see one room at one side, then the other 2 at the other side. This is quite a different layout for you seldom see 3-bedroom having this kind of layout. Usually when we look at this, right, will be a bigger floor plate, like for example, a 4-bedroom or 5-bedroom unit, whereby you have a junior master at the other side. So for 3+ study, a 3-bedroom having a separated bedroom, I have buyers commented that this is something that they need to look into because whether are they able to accept this layout. So this is first thing for you to consider. So this for 958. But again, like I mentioned, I think it's a very efficient layout because you can actually fit in an additional study in this 958. Coming to 1012, pretty much the same. A very typical layout whereby you come in, you have a walkway to your 3 rooms, and these 3 rooms will all face the same view. Okay, and also then you have a study as well. So that's the difference in the main difference in terms of 958 and 1012. The next thing that we want to look at is the facing. Okay, facing over here. So as I mentioned earlier on, this rectangular box is actually the multi-story car park, and then the facilities is seated on top of the car park. So for 958, you'll be looking towards the landscaping view. But for 1012, it's the opposite side. It's actually facing the unblocked landed view. Okay. For this 3-bedroom, there is also one important point that I want to highlight. Okay, for the facing. Because of the position, because of the location of Hillhaven, right? If you look at the right side of my slide, this is actually the MINDEF camp area. And because of that, certain levels will have got the visual screenings, which we call it's actually additional panels outside your balcony and your bedroom window to obstruct you from looking into the camp itself. Okay, so for this, for 958, Level 13 and above will have got the visual screening. And because remember the car park, it's a multi-story car park, so that means to say below 5th floor, right, faces the car park. So this is also something that you need to take note of. Okay, my recommendation for 3-bedroom, the first one I'll go for 958 square feet. But I'll only go for level 5 to level 12. Because anything below level 5, I'll be facing the car park, which is probably not so nice a facing. And if there's anything level 13 and above, I will reconsider because of the visual screening. So my first choice for 3-bedroom, 3 plus study will be 958 square feet, but level 5 to level 12. Okay, in the event I'm not able to get these units because it's actually very limited supply only, I will go for 1012. Because for the 1012 square feet, that facing, there is no visual screening. And also because for 1012 square feet, if I were to look at this 3-bedroom, 3 plus study, generally I would say the profile of the buyers will be for own stay as well. So usually own stay buyers would not mind paying a little bit more premium for definitely a more spacious and a better facing unit. So that's my recommendation for 3 plus study. Okay, so this is actually artist's impression of how the whole facade look like. As I mentioned, this is actually the car park. So units below 5th floor will be facing, looking into the car park. Okay, and then there will be some visual screenings from level 13 and above. Okay, so this is actually the landscaping, the pool area, and where all your facilities will be. Okay, now we come to the last bedroom type, which is the 4-bedroom. There are two different sizes, 1259 and 1378 square feet. Now we look at these two layout, it has got a very big difference. 1259 offers a more deep in layout, which is very similar to the 3 plus study. So once you enter, your living and dining is like that. Whereas for the 1378, we can see that we actually have a very wide frontage at the living and dining. So again, to determine which will be a better layout, especially in a resale market later on, you just have to imagine yourself entering into the house. For example, you were to stand here. Okay, looking into the house, your living and dining area for 1259 is actually this portion. But in contrast, for the 1378, because of the different, the wide frontage layout, right? When you're standing over here, what you're looking at for the whole living and dining is a very wide layout. Buyers who are looking at 4-bedroom, the bigger floor plate, are buyers who genuinely want to have a very spacious feel when you're in a house. Because this is actually something, is a feel good factor, whereby in the house itself, you feel the spaciousness of the 4-bedroom. So for these two layout, because of the very contrast difference, I would definitely go for 1378 square feet. Because this would definitely be a more sought after layout later on for 4-bedroom home buyers. Okay, so this will be the two main difference for the 4-bedroom layout. Okay, so just to sum up what I have actually analyzed earlier on, for the 2-bedroom layout, the first choice that I'll be looking at within my financial means, as of course, would be 721 square feet because of the very limited supply in the whole development. Then the next one I'll go for will be 678 because I do not see any significant difference between the 678 and 700 square feet. So being a much affordable and smaller quantum because of the size difference, I'll go for 678 as my second choice. Then after that will be the 700 square feet. Next, when it comes to 2-bedroom versus a 2 plus study, a 2 plus study would be my recommended choice. Because bear in mind that a lot of the buyers, the pool of buyers at this Hillview area, they are potentially upgraders around the vicinity. And homestayers will definitely prefer well-ventilated unit, which is having windows in your kitchen, in your bathroom, and also your study. So 797 2 plus study would be my first choice if let's say I were to compare with the biggest of the 2-bedroom unit. Okay. For 3+ study, between the 958 and 1012 square feet, my first choice would be 958, but for levels 5 to 12, if possible. Okay, because that will actually, you will actually enjoy a very attractive price and yet enjoying the very nice landscaping of the pool and facilities. In the event I'm not able to get the 958 square feet within this level, I will go for 1012 square feet. That's for 3+ study. For the 4-bedroom, because homestayers, buyers for 4-bedroom always will want to have a very spacious living house. I will go for my first choice, 1378 square feet, because the layout offers a wide frontage of the living and dining, and you definitely can feel the spaciousness in this 4-bedroom, 1378 square feet layout. This is about all of my analysis for Hillhaven at Hillview. I hope that all this information will be able to help you to decide better in your property purchase. Going through the balloting process can be very stressful, and it's important for you to have somebody who is able to guide you through the balloting process, because there'll be situations that may happen which you do not expect. For example, no more choice units available, or the price gap between one unit and the other unit is actually a very big gap. So these are often situations that may happen during the balloting process. If you do like my video, do feel free to reach out to me, and I'll see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.